Oop. So we are looking at Spiritomb up against Ice Rider. You love to see it. I think this is Spiritomb favored, correct?
I would say, although at the same point, Liam doesn't really know, Liam just got the deck today and probably doesn't know how to deal with these sniping Inteleons, right? We gave him that pep talk of like,
Yes.
don't go crazy, but there's only one snipe Inteleon, so
Yeah, Liam is a very, very good player.
Oh,
Anyone
yeah.
watching this, Liam, top 4 Nats 2014. He has recently day 2 Portland Regionals 2019, I think was the last year.
Yep.
So he is a very good player. Like, new to standard-ish, new to Tomb. So we'll see what happens there. Guy, very solid player. Someone who started Pokédad and just turned into a good player. So I am excited to watch Sky play as well. So we'll see. They're currently setting up. Bro, how does Liam do his prizes like that? I hate it.
What do you mean? Like,
The weird diagonal.
oh, we'll make fun of him after.
Okay, that works. As we are currently waiting for the next round to start officially.
They're just mulliganing.
And it looks like Guy does have a basic Pokemon now.
Yeah, I think we're good, buddy.
Alright guys, you can start.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
All right, and there's the official start. Liam takes the 1 mulligan from Guy not having a basic Pokemon, and Guy is going to go first.
Oh, you love to see the Jirachi start.
Guy has a lot of options in that hand. There's a level ball. Going to grab Sobble probably. Grabbing a Drizzle here would be less
Yep.
than ideal.
And yeah, we're gonna see Liam reading a lot of cards.
Yes. Liam is, like I said, new to standard, not new to Pokemon.
No. Yeah, he's been playing since the SP era. Like, dude's been around a while, so he knows his stuff.
Yes. And Guy's going to go ahead and grab that Sobble, of course, one of the main engines. Conveniently, Guy asked me right before this round started and before we knew the pairings, how do you play the Spiritomb matchup? So we'll see if he...
There's one very important card.
Yes. See if he takes the word of advice. There's a quick ball. Getting rid of a water. Of course, one of the best things you can do is Ice Rider. Put the water in the discard pile, activate Melanie, so at any point in time, you can go ahead and Melanie that thing up, draw 3 cards. It's very powerful.
Does he have a Search or Sobble in hand?
Ooh,
Oh, not Sobble. A Search or a...
He does currently have a Melanie in hand.
Okay.
So,
I did see that. I'm wondering if he can get into a Drizzile next turn, like if he's guaranteed it in the hand.
I want to say there might have been an Evo Incense, but I'd have to look back, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Path of the Peak? Ooh.
No. Okay. So he's got an Ice Rider of some sort. I don't know if it was a VMAX or not, and the Melanie. So he's really banking on this Melanie to hit him a lot off the rip.
And the Path of the Peak could potentially be very harmful here. Liam gripping that hand a little close, but it does look like there's a Spike Myth. I see some purple in there. It could be incorrect.
I'm wondering if would you have as a thought, because he played a level ball and a quick ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing quick ball and only grabbing 1 Sobble to guarantee yourself the Drizzile for next turn.
I think I like the way that Guy played it, because if Liam plays an escape rope, that Sobble is not long for this world.
That's true.
So getting the second one down is a big deal, because that gives you an out to the Drizzle on the next turn.
Cool.
Or the sooner out to the Inteleon.
Right.
Fucking snipe.
He's just really banking on this Melanie to draw him what he needs.
Which I think
Which
don't
is
think
fine.
you have a choice, unfortunately. Like,
No, yeah. So it's either. Although if you don't know he's playing Spiritomb, right? Like if you know that there's not going to be a high chance of escape rope, then I think you go 1.
I would agree with that, yes.
But since you know it's Spiritomb, you have to go 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, yeah,
So if this-
keeping a Drizzle in hand isn't very helpful when you have no Sobbles.
If this was game 1 at a large regionals, and you went in blind and all you see is a Jirachi.
Ooh, what would I assume if my opponent has a Jirachi?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying here, right? Like,
That's a really good question. What the heck plays Stellar Wish Jirachi in this format besides Spiritomb that no one actually plays?
yeah.
Except
You-
here.
I think you'd have to assume at this point it's a single prizer because all of the big tag teams don't play it anymore.
Correct.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
most Decidueyes have gone the way
Gormadize.
of Snorlax and the Inteleon line.
Yeah. So yeah, I think maybe you would just be like, Spiritomb is actually the only one that still plays it.
You could potentially be playing against a Victini deck.
Okay.
Oh, Urshifu would actually probably be one of the first that I would want to jump to. We see a Stellar Wish come down from there. Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh. Split a sleeve on stream. Maybe people still stuck in the Stone Age playing Pikarom.
Nah, Pikarom don't play Jirachi.
It did at one point.
Yes, back
So
when
I'm
the
like-
skateboard was a card. And Thunder Mountain.
I'm still
Because now you have to electrify turn 1. So a Jirachi start would actually be bad. You want a Bolton start.
right. Well, I mean, yes, but there might still be people like in terms of like going down the list of things that do versus have a high likelihood to, because at a regionals you can't expect everyone to either be up to date or playing the most recent thing, right?
See, I would always be assuming my opponent, and this has actually harmed me in the past, because I always assume my opponent's playing an optimal list.
Right.
And occasionally they pull out some stuff where it's like, it's not ready for that card.
Like imagine this is round 1, right? Round 1, you don't know who you're playing against, you don't know anything, and they show you a Jirachi, right? With the two most likely culprits we just deduced were those other two, but regardless, the conversation is one Sobble or two. Against Decidueye, 1 is fine.
I would definitely want the second one down.
Eventually, but you're not going to get it. You're not going to get Escape Rope knocked out turn 1.
True, but you're also not under pressure, too much pressure.
No, I think Spiritomb is the only matchup that you want it to go like how we did it this way with 2.
Yeah.
Everything else, though, if you see a Jirachi, you're like, oh, I'm probably not getting knocked out turn 1.
Ooh, there's an Escape Rope coming down, putting 2 damage counters on the Jirachi.
Just need energy and
There's a hiding energy.
energy and a Jinx, yeah.
Yep. Taking 2 damage on that Spiritomb. See, does Liam have a follow-up here? We have not seen a supporter yet, but we did see a Stellar Wish into a Spike Myth. Another Escape Rope. Guy has a tough decision here. Do you let the Ice Rider take damage, or do you feed a Sobble?
I would have fed a Sobble.
I do think that is the correct choice.
Basically, just like the thing is, you can let these little ones take a hit or two for you and still have Liam try to go through 2 VMAXs.
Ooh. I don't like the sequencing from Liam. I would have liked to have seen the Spiritomb come down first, and it should have 2 more damage counters
Yep.
on instead of the Jirachi having 4. Or it could have been a second Jirachi, so you could have Stellar Wished again to find that supporter.
He did mention, he's like, I can imagine you could. This seems like a deck that you could, to quote him, really sink your teeth into. And if you've been playing it for 2 months or something, it probably feels pretty natural. And this is coming from 2 people that have played a lot of Spiritomb in the last 2 months.
Yes.
Just like, oh man, yeah, like. So yeah, Liam's a good player, but at the same point, like we are very used to the sequencing of it. It is not.
Yes, I would say Spiritomb is one of those decks that it's not inherently difficult to play, but it's very unique to play. And so it's definitely one where the extra amount of practice would make a pretty big difference. So we see Guy's got the Melanie, he's got the VMAX in hand as well. I did not see that VMAX before, so I think our conversation of the Sobble is kind of pointless. I think the 2 Sobbles was correct. Ooh, and we see the Melanie into the Drizzle and the Snipe Inteleon. What a draw there by Guy. So now he's got a lot of decisions. He does have the VMAX in hand. Got another water, too. He can also attach a water. That Spiritomb in the active has 30, 70, 80 HP left. So actually, Ride to the High King does not KO it. He's going to need to use that max Lance attack and discard a water energy in order to KO the Spiritomb. So Liam's use of that cape is going to actually matter. We're going to see a Shady Dealings there. Search the deck for any trainer card, put it into your hand. Let's see, what does Guy go for? Could go for a follow-up supporter for next turn. Could go for a level ball for another Drizzle. Could go for a quick ball to grab a V. Really, all the options in the world available to Guy. This deck has been built with the intention of, hey, I'm going to play all of the trainers that can find all of the cards. We see Guy currently going through the deck trying to determine what is the best. See, eyeing up a level ball right now. But also checking every card, probably doing a prize check as well. You know, one of those things much different about IRL than PTCGO. PTCGO, it takes you, 30, 60 seconds in order to check your prizes because all the cards are already in order. IRL, it might take you multiple searches to actually find all of your prizes. So we see Guy go ahead and Shady Dealings for the Level Ball. Level Ball for another Drizzle. Going to use Shady Dealings again. And this is an incredibly powerful thing that you can do. Shady Dealings to grab more. Grab an Evo Incense. Likely getting ready to set up next turn. Of course, if you're playing against Spiritomb, you kind of assume that they're not going to disrupt your hand ever. They're a very aggressive deck. They're trying to win before you win, as opposed to stop you from winning. Ooh, and there's a Water Energy come down on the Drizzle. And Guy currently eyeing down the hand. And Guy doing some math, check if the Ride of the High King will take the KO. I don't believe it will if my math is correct. Spiritomb currently has 110 HP. Ride of the High King does 30 for each bench Pokemon plus 10. That would be 70. So there you go. Guy's going to go ahead and max Lance, discard 1 energy, and take the knockout there. We're going to see Liam Stellar Wish hoping to hit a supporter or an out to something. Liam had a fine turn 1, but could have been much more explosive. Stellar Wish for 5 cards that we cannot see. I trust that Liam's going to pick the correct one. Eyeing up a Quick Ball. So I'm going to assume no draw supporters in that hand, or in that Stellar Wish, but the Quick Ball can of course grab a Crobat or a Dedenne, getting rid of a Dark Energy. We, of course, saw Liam Energy Spinner for 2 Dark Energies last turn. A great play to thin out that deck. And he's got the guaranteed attach in hand of another Dark Energy. Going to go ahead and grab Crobat. Crobat has that Dark Ascent ability. Lets you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. Reminiscent of that Shaman EX from way back in the day. Going to put it into the hand. We're going to see an attach come down. We're going to see a switch. That Jirachi has taken it like a champ, up to 6 damage counters on it. And the Dark Ascent, draw 6 brand new cards. Let's see, can Liam set up a board? Can Liam play a draw supporter? Can Liam take a knockout? All these questions and more will be answered within the next minute. See, eyeing up a Level Ball. Level Ball can grab a Tomb, could also grab a Jinx with that Ominous Posture ability. Liam opting for Spiritomb. See another Level Ball come down. And there's that Jinx. Jinx with the Ominous Posture ability. It lets you move 10 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to another. That Jirachi has been taking a beating from that Spike Myth. But of course that beating is really going to let you power up those Spiritombs here. Liam offers the cut. And we're going to see... Let's see, sequencing and order of operations is incredibly important with this deck. There's an Oricorio GX coming down. We're going to see a Dance of Tribute to draw 3 cards because the Spiritomb was KO'd last turn. Oop, and we see a Broken Sleeve come down. Liam is, of course, playing my 60, which has seen quite a bit of use lately being lent out to people. See a Bird Keeper. Okay, good. Guy very correctly points out that Liam has already drawn 2 cards from the Bird Keeper before the Broken Sleeve, so Liam should be drawing 1 more card. Liam showing that he is very clutch, has played this game for a while, able to replay everything. For those of you who have not played IRL, that is one of the most important skills that you can have. Being able to replay and say, this turn I drew 6, then I played 2, then I did this, so therefore I've drawn this many cards. Being able to replay the turn is very valuable. So Liam sitting there with a whole grip of cards. You have to imagine he's going to be able to get this knockout here, hitting 220 damage, but can he combo everything properly to get there? going to see a Bird Keeper. Draw 3 cards. That Tomb takes the 20 damage up to 3. In order to get this KO, Liam is going to need 7 damage counters on that Spiritomb. Easier said than done at this point. See, Liam has that massive hand, though. Jirachi's already got a ton of damage counters on it. Liam currently debating. You see him laying down some cards. This is a very common strategy by players who are trying to figure out what to do. They're saying, I'm going to do this, 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 kind of mapping out in their head, okay, if I do all this, then I'll have this ability. We see an Ominous Posture come down, moving 1 damage counter over from the Jirachi. The Scoop Up Net combos with that Jinx. The game does not know that's the same Jinx. Scoop Up Net resets Jinx, let it use its ability. We see another Scoop Up Net come down for another Ominous Posture. It's up to 6 damage counters now on that Spiritomb. There's a switch. Tomb going to take 2 damage counters, setting up nicely for a return KO on the next turn. We're going to see some Spite being built on both Tombs, and that is 7 damage counters. It's going to hit for 220 damage, which is the perfect math for a 3-prize KO there by Liam. What a well played out turn there. Going from 1 damage counter on that Spiritomb all the way up to 7 to take that VMAX knockout. Now, of course, Guy did do a good job last turn of attaching to this Drizzle, so Guy can get the return KO here. And actually, this is going to be a very big swing turn here for Guy if this play works out the way I think it might. Let's see, Guy currently deciding what to do here. It's got a lot of options in this hand. Let's see, we see a Water, we see a Melanie. I think it's a Melanie. No, we see an Evo Incense. It's a Leon, not a Melanie. The Leon, probably not necessary here. Evo Incense coming down, of course, gonna grab, I'm assuming Inteleon. That seems like the most logical choice here. Could grab a VMAX if he so desired. There's nothing to evolve. Let's see, there we go. Eyeing up that Shady Dealings Inteleon. Gonna grab it. Liam, of course, reading the Shady Dealings Inteleon and realizing that card is ridiculously good, letting you search your deck for 2 trainer cards when you evolve it from your hand. Of course, the card also has a very powerful attack, 120 plus 20 or 30 to the bench. I'm actually not sure. You know, Shady Dealings Inteleon attack, is it 20 or 30 to the bench?
I think it's 20. I could be wrong though.
Okay. So Guy currently figuring out what to set up here. I think it's 20. Okay, it does 20 to the bench, but Guy has the sniping Inteleon in hand as well. So that can fix any math that we might be missing here. Here's a quick ball. Getting rid of a Leon. Leon probably not going to help in this matchup. Spiritombs get knocked out just by looking at them. It's that 30 damage. Not super important. There's an Ice Rider coming down. And of course, there's a pretty solid turn here by Guy. Getting that Ice Rider down. If Guy can get that evolved into a VMAX before Liam gets any damage on it, then Guy can force Liam to go through 2 3-prize Pokemon. Which is, I mean, definitely a way to win this game. Like, saying, hey, this 1 prize that's about to take a knockout does absolutely nothing to help you actually win this game right now. Ooh, a Sobble coming down. So now Liam can go 1-1-1 to win this game. Guy's got that new Inteleon with the quick shooting ability. Lets you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Does evolve the Drizzile into the quick shooting Inteleon. And an empty hand research. You love to see it. Draw 7 new cards. And let's see, what does Guy get off of this? I'm not sure what Guy even wants, But you definitely research there to set yourself up for next turn. And at this point, I think Guy is fully in the driver's seat. Going to use quick shooting on that benched Inteleon to put 2 damage counters anywhere. He's going to put it on the bench. And we're about to see Liam's board get decimated here by this Inteleon, knocking out the active and knocking out the bench Spiritomb. Ooh, and that is devastating for Liam. Guy taking 2 prizes, but most importantly, destroying that board. Liam has no attackers on the field right now. And of course, Liam does have options. There's the Ordinary Rod, incredibly important. 3 Spiritombs in the discard pile, now able to put back 2 of them, choosing not to put back any energy cards. Currently down 3 of the energy. I would rather play 10 hours of Dragapult rather than 12 hours of Decidueye. I don't like Dragapult, but at least it's interesting. Decidueye is so boring to play. Going to see a Dance of Tribute from that Oricorio GX. Draw 3 new cards. Can Liam string together a knockout on this Inteleon? You do love to see the sequencing there. Rod before Dance of Tribute. Increase your chance of drawing into those Spiritombs. There's a Quick Ball, getting rid of a Professor's Research. That hand is so big, you're probably not going to research it away at this point. Grabbing a Spiritomb. I think the Spiritomb would need 5 damage counters on it to KO this Inteleon. And of course, 5 damage counters would mean Quick Shooting would KO it. So in addition to 5 damage counters, also looking for a Cape of Toughness to get this KO. Stellar Wish. Looking at the top 5 cards, see if we can find a trainer card in there. And Liam eyeing up a Scoop Up Net. Dropping the ability use marker on the Jirachi. Shout out to Laser Snake Emporium for those wonderful ability use markers, making it very easy to keep track of. Just the less brain power you got to use on keeping track of that stuff, the better off you're going to be. We see Liam again laying down those cards, trying to figure out, all right, if I do this, 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 what will happen? And you have to think he has to be eyeing up that Oko here. So let's see if you can string together this puzzle. There's the Spiritomb coming down. We're going to see an escape rope. Let's see who does Guy promote. Does Guy promote the V? Does Guy promote the Sobble, the Inteleon? No real good choices for Guy. That Sobble, of course, gets KO'd just by looking at it. But the Inteleon with quick shooting is so valuable. But if this V gets KO'd on this turn, then Liam is again in the driver's seat. You see that Jirachi taking 2 more damage counters, up to 5 on it. There's a Hiding Energy come down. Benji got second Jirachi, so we're going to see another Stellar Wish here. That's why that ability used marker came down. Tomb takes it on the chin. See another Stellar Wish. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Put a trainer card you find there into your hand. Does Liam find what he wants? I can't tell. Scoop of Net is a very good card. So in order to KO this V, Liam needs 7 damage counters. That includes a Cape of Toughness. It's going to be quite hard to get there. Possible, yes. Liam's got a massive hand. Let's see, we see a lot of cards in that hand that can do a lot of very good stuff. And of course, Liam could also be gripping an escape rope potentially and just say, I want to KO something besides this. Scoop up net, pick up that Jirachi, promote the Spiritomb. Spiritomb has already retreated, so Liam will need a switch card to get this out of the active. There's an escape rope come down. Let's see, who does Guy promote? Guy currently on the bench has an attacker, a sniper, and a very tiny little Sobble. None of them feel like very good promotions, but you gotta choose. And we're gonna see the Shady Dealings Inteleon come up. Liam promotes the Jirachi that has already Stellar Wish. Take 2 more damage counters, up to 4. I think that Jirachi has 5 damage counters on it, so if Liam switches this out without a scoop-up net, this Jirachi actually gets knocked out. So let's hope Liam is aware of that interaction. Okay, Liam is aware. We see an ominous posture come down, moving it over to the Crobat. Interesting choice there by Liam. Liam clearly eyeing up KOing this Inteleon in the active. Resetting whole Marshadow come down, play around that Stamp plus Path of the Peak play. See, Liam does not appear to have an out to a second Spiritomb yet. And we see a Professor's Research choosing not to bench either of the Jirachis. So Liam is now down to 0 Jirachis left in deck. This Tomb, of course, can get KO'd just by looking at it, really. Actually, it gets KO'd by the quick shooting Inteleon. We see a Quick Ball getting rid of a Dark Energy. I have to wonder how many Dark Energies does Liam have access to still. Liam is playing my list with 1 Energy Spinner, 3 Darks, and 4 Hidings. And I believe all 3 Dark Energies are in the discard in addition to 1 Hiding. And 1 Hiding is on the active. Liam quickly checking, probably trying to figure out how he's going to win this game. There's second Spiritomb come down. See a Cape of Toughness on that Spiritomb. Interesting choice. They're choosing not to cape the active. The active will now get KO'd by a quick shooting. And we see the Anguish Cry come down for 160 damage and the knockout. Going down to 2 prize cards remaining. Liam is eyeing up that Ice Rider V to win the game. Guy's going to go ahead and draw a card. Guy has a massive hand of cards right now. A lot of choices. That Sobble's still there, so we can always evolve into a Shady Dealings Drizzile. Currently, the V does KO for a single energy as well. Guy, let's see what Guy has in hand. There is an Evo Incense, there's a Drizzle, there's an Air Balloon. We're going to see the Shady Dealings Drizzile come down, search your deck for any card, put it into your hand. Sorry, any trainer card. And one thing, I think the sequencing here by Guy, I wonder why Guy is choosing not to use quick shooting immediately to take a prize, and then kind of determine your play by who Liam promotes and what you get off your prizes. So I wonder if Guy is going to choose to quick shooting something else and just KO the active with that first attack on the Ice Rider. Shady Dealings, grab a Melanie. Looks like Guy's going to go back in the deck. Evo Incense. Thin out something else from the deck. Eyeing up the Ice Rider VMAX. Going to go ahead and evolve the active as well. So that Melanie will be coming down. The cool thing about evolving this Ice Rider is it makes that prize Liam took last turn essentially irrelevant. Now Liam needs to either go Boss Boss or I guess Rope Rope to KO both of those benched Inteleons, or 2-shot this active. See Guy eyeing up that Air Balloon. Going to go ahead and balloon the quick shooting Inteleon. Guy's going to eye up the quick shooting, KO the active. There we go. I would have liked to see this happen before everything else. Let Liam decide who to promote before knowing, you know, what you're going to do, and that kind of can inform your decision based off of what Liam does. We do see the knockout. Guy going down to 2 prizes. It's now tied 2-2 on both sides. There's the Melanie. Attaching 1 water energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon V and drawing 3 cards. Does anyone? I do. I still attach all my tools sideways. Ooh, there's the Path of the Peak. Path of the Peak will shut off that Oricorio GX. Ooh, Guy had a reset stamp in hand. I wonder why he chose not to play that reset stamp on this turn. Guy hits the Ride of the High King. We see the Dance Tribute drawing 3 cards. The resetting Old Marsh Shadow bumped the path as well. Liam has a massive hand. It is impossible to knock out this Ice Rider V. Hits for 310 at a maximum. And the Ice Rider V has 320 HP. Liam cannot take 2 prizes this turn. Ooh, not much left in the deck. Liam quick balls, checks what's in there. There is an Ordinary Rod. This is the last Spiritomb currently. But of course the Ordinary Rod can put 2 of them back. We see grabbing a Dedenne GX. Oh, there is a Spiritomb in the hand, it looks like. See, and I do like Guy bench that Sobble last turn, making Drizzle an out to a boss for game. Currently, actually, Guy can just KO the active. I don't see how Liam wins. I just realized a Max Lance KOs. I think this is Guy's game. I think the quick shooting on the active Spiritomb pretty much took out the game. Yeah, I'm not sure what Liam does. I think it's just a matter of going through the motions right now. Hiding Energy coming down. There's a tomb. There is no stadium in play. Guy points it out. I did not have to run over there. Liam realizes that that is not going to cut it, unfortunately. I don't think he had a win condition regardless. But yeah, with no stadium in play, no damage counters, it's kind of not going to happen. We're going to see Guy and Ice Rider take it over the Spiritomb deck right there. Guy played a really nice game there. And really showed off with that Shady Dealings Inteleon hitting the snipe damage, and that snipe Inteleon able to take a 2-prize turn, and most importantly, take out both Spiritombs on Liam's side was such a big deal, such a swing turn, and really, without that snipe Inteleon, I don't think Guy is winning that game. But he's able to pull it off and kind of set up that checkmate scenario. So a very well played game there by the Ice Rider player, but we'll see. Hopefully Spiritomb will make it. I'm not saying I'm biased, but y'all know I'm a little biased towards Spiritomb. It's a pretty good deck. And I believe that is the third to last game. We have a couple more games going on right now, but we will be back with round number 3 here very shortly. So